Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Shivam Jangra. I'm working as a product manager for last 3 years in the Indian tech startup space. Prior to that, I graduated from Hansraj College, Delhi University in BCom Honors. I've timestamped the video in different parts, so feel free to skip around. So let's first understand what is fear. So fear is basically a survival instinct that humans have within us. Fear is very important for us to save us from dangers like jumping off a mountain. If fear didn't exist and we didn't feel fearful of jumping off a mountain, we'd just do it and die. So fear exists to keep us in a comfortable state and alert us of the dangerous situations. You don't like situations when your heart beats faster. Those are kind of uncomfortable situations, like raising up your hand in the class. You'd feel scary or fearful of that moment because you know there is some judgment or societal belief that you'll say something wrong. So there can be multiple types of fear. One is useful fear, like jumping off a mountain. If that didn't exist, you could end your life. But there can be some other useless fears, like fear of being judged by the society. And those are actually very deeply ingrained within our mind that keeps us protected, not be able to do uncomfortable things, which can actually help us grow to really far extents. So the first step is to actually identify your fear, whether it is a useful fear or whether it is a useless fear. Like raising your hand in the class isn't a useful fear. And the thing about useless fears is it makes us suffer in our imagination. And there's a famous quote that we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. So the next step is to actually acknowledge your fear that it exists. And there can be different reasons due to which a fear exists. It can be due to a past trauma. It could be due to something which you've not done before, and therefore there could be some judgment from the society. But all of it comes down to that you should actually acknowledge it first. Identify what are you afraid of and what you want to do to actually reach your end goal. So every action we take is based off a goal. Let's say you want to experience the joy of skydiving, but you have fear of heights. So you want to experience that joy of skydiving, that is your goal, but you have this fear of heights. So first identify what your goal is and understand that this is what I want. So deep inside you know that you want to do it, so that is your goal. Identifying your goal is a very important step because it helps you throughout your journey. If you haven't identified your goal yet, you wouldn't want to start, you wouldn't want to face the fears. So you will have to start to identify the goal first to actually be able to start your journey. So the next step is to actually acknowledge the fear and understand what is the underlying principle that you are afraid of. You should ask more why. For example, if I am making this YouTube video, why do I want to do it? Why am I afraid of doing it? Am I afraid of the social fear? Am I afraid of the judgment that people will have on me? What is the underlying judgment I am afraid of? And most of the fears in the society actually come from the social baggage. So let's deeply understand what the social baggage is. So you have this social circle of yours, and it is majorly divided into 3 parts. So the first one is the closest circle that you have. It would be people who know you very deeply. It would be people whom you can share your heart with. And one does not have a lot of friends like that in the real life. Like, you're very lucky if you have 2 to 3 friends like that who you think actually do not judge you whatever you do in life. And those are your closest circle. The second is the middle circle. And most of your social circle actually comes within this frame. The middle circle is people who know you, but they don't know you personally, or you don't know them personally. So most of your followers on Instagram or Facebook are coming in the middle circle. You have talked to them once or twice, or maybe shared a class or an organization, but they don't know you personally. That is the middle circle. And the third circle is the outer circle, which is strangers. They don't care what you are doing, neither whatever you are doing affects them, and nor their opinion matters to you. So those are the outer circle. So now let's understand where this fear of judgment comes from. So it won't come from the closest circle, because you know you can speak your heart out to them, they won't judge you. You can try out whatever you want to, they won't judge you. Those are your closest circle. There is nothing to be afraid of or fearful of when doing something because of the closest circle. Because if they are actually in your closest circle, they would actually support you when you're doing the right things. And I feel that putting yourself in uncomfortable situations is the right thing. Now let's talk about the third circle, which is the unknown circle. In the unknown circle, people don't know you. They don't have any opinion on you, or nor they would like to give any opinion, because they know it wouldn't matter to you. And if they even had a critical opinion about you, they wouldn't care sharing it, because it would then come off as rude. Most of this social baggage comes from the middle circle. People whom you know, but they don't know you deeply. And that would be, as I said, Instagram followers that you have. These are the people who will hold you back from pushing ahead in life. They'll come up with things, oh, Shivam was not this kind of guy. Why is he doing that? Why is he making videos on YouTube? Why is he trying new things? I haven't seen Shivam do any kind of things before. So a lot of this baggage comes from middle circle, and when you start to change, when you start to do things different than what other people think of you or what other people believe of you in their mind, it becomes a source of suspicion. Your middle circle would start thinking, what is he doing? What is going on in his life? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And this middle circle will always hold you back from going forward. They would rather think of you in a negative way, that you should actually do something useful with your life. There would be people who would actually think of you in a negative way and tell you that you should rather do something useful in life, or not be judged by the society, because this is the societal construct or this is the societal setting that you are in, and it is not okay to actually do these things within this frame. And this is the main reason why people think of changing their identity when they are changing their school, or when they are changing their organization, or when they are changing their college, because they find it too difficult for them to be able to convince themselves that this baggage of judgment that is coming from my middle circle is so much that I am not able to do new things. Every time we think that, okay, I'm going into a new company, I'll start working there, because people here already know me that I am not a hard worker, and people won't take me seriously. Or let's say if you've always been in a business setting, if you start to explore technology, people would come across that, why are you doing this? This is not what we do. This is not what we think of you. So why are you doing this? We tend to do things what we believe are acceptable of us, because people already have a certain belief in their minds. And if we think that what we are doing is against that belief that they already have in their mind, we would actually lose them. And the most important step to actually move ahead in life is to not care about your middle circle. That will always keep you holding back. So be okay with thought of being foolish. Be okay with putting yourself in uncomfortable situations. Be okay with not caring about your middle circle. So let go of people from your middle circle, because you know they won't bring additional value to you where you want to go. So the next step is to actually understanding what is the worst that could happen. So let's suppose you are in a class setting and teacher asks you a question and you want to raise your hand, but you are apprehensive about it. You have this fear that you shouldn't raise it because you're not sure what your answer is. You're not sure what people think of you when you say that. You're not sure whether your friends will like it or not. So let's understand what could happen in this situation. One would be that you give in to your fear and you do not put your hand up. You let that be inside you, you do not speak about it, you let that be inside you and die within. Because of the fear that if I say something, one or two friends of mine would laugh at me. Now, what is the best thing that could happen in this situation? You say your thoughts, and the whole class actually stands up and claps for you. And the teacher actually gives you a special appreciation for raising your hands and actually telling you that it was a beautiful question. Now, these are the two scenarios. One is on the positive side, other is on the negative side. Now, what you have to do is balance out the rewards and the costs. Are you willing to take these costs of letting two friends laugh on you if you have the potential of making the whole class stand for you and clap for you? So I wouldn't have started making YouTube videos if I would only have been thinking about my middle circle or if people would judge me. The only thing I'm looking for is if only a single person can get any value from all of my videos, I'll be more than happy that my videos and my work or effort that has gone into it has achieved its purpose. And I know I have this faith in me where I can bring change in at least one person's life. And there is a very beautiful line from Atomic Habits by James Clear that when failure is expensive, plan carefully. When failure is cheap, act quickly. And it is a beautiful line because when you know you've identified your fears and you know it is holding you back, you don't act on it because you think your failure is expensive. You think that losing those one or two friends that you have is expensive. My life wouldn't go on without them. Or the societal structure that I have doesn't allow me to do these things. But to actually push yourself forward, you'll have to understand that as time moves forward, the failure becomes even more expensive. So for example, and if that particular student didn't raise their hand at that particular moment, only one or two friends would laugh at them. But when that same person is actually leading an organization or in a very big organizational frame, and when they hold back, at that time, the whole organization that they would be leading would think of them in a bad way. And that could be thousands or hundreds or lakhs of people that, hey, this person doesn't speak up, he doesn't have social skills. And when you experience fear, there is a particular moment or time frame when you experience it, and that is called the flinch. There is a whole book written onto it, The Flinch by Julian Smith. I'll link it down below, you can read it. It is a beautiful book. What that tells you is that there is a particular moment of fear and you only have 10 to 15 seconds or even less than that to actually decide to give in to that fear or actually overcome it. So let's say you wanted to raise your hand in the class to ask teacher the question. Your mind or this social baggage would throw a question on you that your friends would laugh on you. And in that particular 1 or 2 seconds or 3 seconds, what you say to yourself or the self-talk you do at that point is very important because that is the game changer. If you say that, okay, I'll not ask any question because there will be judgment from my friends. But if you actually understand that it is only that particular 2 or 3 seconds where you decide that I'll ask that question, you'll raise your hand. And when you raise your hand, it becomes easy. Like the whole problem is then solved. You raise your hand and then once you've moved forward, it is difficult to come back. Now you know you've done it, you've taken the first step and you are in the moment and you're now going to ask that question. But it is those 1, 2 or 3 seconds, those are the game changer, and that is the flinch. And that is when we suffer the most. And if we give in those particular 2 or 3 seconds, if we give in to feeling of fear in those 2 or 3 seconds, what is called the flinch, we will never be able to grow. So the next step is to actually do the first step you know is going to help you overcome that fear. Whether it is applying for that job you've always dreamt of, send the first message to someone at that company to network. Whether it is the crush that you've been thinking about for a long time but you've never gathered the courage to message them, type a message to send them and then press send. That is the first step. Once you've taken the first step, reward that you've done a great job and actually celebrate that. And by celebration, it doesn't mean that you should drink loads of alcohol or whatever. But celebrating is doing things that you actually like to do. It could be just eating a slice of pizza if you like that. It could be drawing or sketching on a page if you like that. It could be singing if you like that. Celebrate that moment and celebrate that it sends you a signal to your brain that doing these things is actually very good for you. It is very important to celebrate your small wins. So the next thing I want to talk about is why no one talks about their fears. And it is a very sad state of society to be in, where people don't talk about fears because they think they'll come across as weak, they'll come across as not perfect. And this social media, the organizational setups, and this whole rewarding structure has made human psychology and human sentiments in such a way that if you are not perfect, you are useless. So when you're scrolling your feed on Instagram, you come across these amazing speakers where they are giving beautiful speeches. You come across these amazing artists who are drawing literally the most beautiful painting in the world. And when you are slightly lesser than that, you feel you are worthless because no one talks about it. No one thinks it is important. But that is the game where the magic happens. And if you don't put value to the journey or the struggle that goes into building a perfection, you won't actually ever be able to reach the state of perfection. The first step is to identify where you are and then actually moving forward from it than chasing the perfection. So I have this famous quote written in my vision board that chasing perfection is like killing your productivity. You should start now, do the first thing that it takes to get started, and then keep doing it again and again. And be open about your fears. Talk to people about them, and chances are the people who care about you would actually motivate you to do the right things. The way I think about it is, if you don't accept or acknowledge your fears, you've not done the first step to actually overcome it. Personally, I have never felt comfortable in raising my hands in social settings, speak in social settings, or speak in big crowd. And that is the first step of me actually becoming better in that position. If I just say that I am this kind of person, I don't feel comfortable, and I make peace with my fear, that is a very dangerous thing. And that is a sure short way living a mediocre life. You will never be able to reach perfection with that. So the first step is to acknowledge your fear, and the second step is to actually do it. Do the thing right now, and once you've done that, you will come back in a week, in a month, or in a year to actually thank me on this video. So if you're new to this channel, please click the subscribe button. It'll let me know that I could be of help to somebody. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want to reach out to me personally, you can follow me on Instagram. You can DM me there. I'll make sure I'll reply to every message there. All the best, have a good day, and do that thing right now. Do the first step that it takes to overcome your fear. Please share this video with anyone you think would find it helpful. Thank you. Bye-bye.